Hello everyone, welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV. And if you've been watching, you'll know that we've been still in Group A here and actually have another tiebreaker. So this is going to be kOs here, playing Orange Terran again. And then we have JinNam again playing. So I think after this is probably going to be kOs versus Zelos. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. So far, Zelos is 1-0 in the tiebreaker, and JinNam is 0-1. I think this is going to be a round robin between the three of them. Does look like we had that situation with three players at 1 and 2. Yeah, well, that's what happens when one of your players kind of just wins all their matches. So this is the second time I'm doing this intro part here. I did have to go check. This choppy part will end, so just be patient. Looks horrible right now, agreed. But we will get past it. We'll get through this together, or something, as I pour water. So this is Paradox. Paradox is an island map. I always call it more of a continent map. So there's the two mains at the top, and each main has a base off to the left or right, depends on which side the main is on. And then there's a continent in the middle with two bases on it that are actually separated by low ground from the middle part. So all the bases on this map are on small islands, essentially. And then there's the middle continent that the players can fight over, and that is, it seems to be, that's probably where a lot of the action takes place, is on that middle continent. So kind of an interesting one. Not sure why it's called Paradox, but I guess Weird Fucking Map wasn't a very good name, so they had to come up with something. I think that is probably a more accurate name here. And kOs has an extra SCV on his gas. It's not as bad as 1-2 view, but definitely no reason to just essentially waste one SCV, especially this early in the game. He's probably just saying, you know, look, you're playing Zerg. You have to use 4 drones to get your one gas, so I'll just make that parity. You know, he just wants to even it out. Looks like this Overlord is going to get away. I don't think one Marine will be able to kill it. And yeah, it does fly away, but the scouting from it denied. Should see pretty quick tech. I doubt a lot of Marines are going to get made this game. I kind of like the idea of going Goliath. Obviously, you know, there's already a Goliath build, so to speak. Well, actually, there's a couple in this matchup. And it seems like that is a better unit comp for this matchup than it was against Protoss. You know, Pure Goliath is fine eventually against, you know, a carrier build, and that is what we saw Zeus go into, but let's this time make enough gateway units to kind of just, you know, really put a lot of pressure on those Goliaths, so... Okay, but this is going to be 2 starports, so probably... I have to think this is going to be 2-port Wraith. Not sure. Yeah, I mean, Cloak is good against Zerg. You know, if you fly away from the Overlords, you can utilize it, or if you just kill them, that works too. Let's see what type of damage he can get with that. And yeah, First Wraith has started. Okay, no Cloak. Or at least not yet. kOs is on 2 gas here, and JinNam just took his 2nd gas as well. Lair done. I don't think he's picked any tech yet. I have to think it's going to be Stargate, at least in some way. I think I saw Hydrodent. I guess, you know, you can use like Nidus and drops to kind of go with the Hydrocentric play. that would be fine. Hydras are real good against Wraiths. They kill Wraiths pretty good. The Wraiths are now revealed as they kill that Overlord. So JinNam knows what's up. See what damage they can get done. I don't think they're going to get an Overlord or anything in the base. Like I said, Hydras just do a great job of dealing with them. Okay, one drone. Did it die? I think one drone was killed there. So that's something. Bit of damage on these Wraiths. Actually, one might get picked off here. Okay, does get away. And here we go, okay. So, just wanted a quicker second Wraith before Cloak. Seems fair. And here come the Rex, so looks like I was wrong about not seeing too many Marines. Wow, that one Wraith is so low. That is one with the kill, I guess, but gonna need to repair that. Ah, what's going on? This is a lot of Overlords getting killed, kind of for free. We do have Overlord's speed finished, so JinNam can kind of run away from the Wraiths, but obviously Wraiths are still faster than an Overlord with speed. Yeah, kOs here just looking for Overlords. Gonna find this one as well. Nothing inside them quite yet, not dropping, but just getting free Overlords is pretty nice. 100 minerals and a larva ain't nothing. Neither player... So this is what's weird about this map. Like, so Zerg makes another hatchery anyway, because they're always going to do that. Fine. But it really is largely a one-base Terran. There's a ton of minerals and gas, though, so in another way, it's two-base. It's just the SCV production that's less. Yeah, I don't know. Maps like this and Lemon, they're just weird to play. Third starport started, so definitely going pretty heavily into Wraiths. It's like a second control tower as well. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning here. Okay, and I think that's drops. It's well, yeah, it has to be, since speed is done, and that's not an antenna, so it's not Overlord sight range. I don't even know what that upgrade is called. Speed is pneumatic carapace, and drops is ventral sacs. But like, what is this sight range upgrade called? I don't even know. I think I've researched it before, because when you play campaign, you just get all the upgrades, because why not? It's sort of that point where you just have a ton of resources, so whatever. But I don't know if I've ever actually seen what it's called. Another Overlord was taken out there. Actually, two. A lot of those going down. Oh, for Valkyries. Oh, wow, okay. So I'm pretty sure Valkyries are kind of bad at this point in the game, because there was, I guess it's a glitch, kind of. When there's too many pixels on the screen, basically it just won't shoot. Ah! Oh. One of those Wraiths caught by a couple Scourge there. Pretty nice for JinNam. But basically once there's too much stuff on the screen, the Valkyries just won't shoot. And if they don't fire, they're basically the worst unit in the game. So, not really sure if that's what is going to happen here, or if, I don't know, he knows some way to get them to shoot. We'll see. If there's just no missiles fired by them, then we'll know what the deal is. So, ship upgrades, not often seen, but on an island map when you're going mass Valkyrie, you might as well. Definitely seems like a necessary upgrade in this sort of map. Lots of Marines being made as well. I don't think, I haven't even seen it in eBay, so I'm not sure if that's even something that kOs has. Those two Wraiths did scout the Overlords. but they did not have time to kill any of them. And ooh, these Scourge are chasing real close. Looks like the Valkyries are gonna get or the Wraiths are gonna get away. One Scourge goes off there. And the Scourge, okay, they did connect with a Valkyrie. So they're firing right there, but there's not really much on the screen yet. I think when you have a bunch of stuff on screen, basically, is when they don't work. Oh, that's right. Okay, I said there were bases to the left and right of the mains, but actually they're above and below them. And then there's the continent in the middle there. It might have actually been the other cast I did that I had to restart because I wasn't sure if that choppy part would end. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes. It all bleeds together a little bit. So a lot of Hydras. Looks like this is just a Scourge Spire. Haven't seen any Mutas yet. Definitely more drop oriented from JinNam. And drops being used here by kOs as well. I think to some degree, you kind of just have to drop on this map. Fighting over the middle continent here with just air units is not going to be that great. Now, one thing kOs could do is just float the Rex over to the middle continent. That would be fine, but so far, just deciding to use drops, which is also fine. There's another reason to put the watch, what do you call them, control towers or something, on your starports. A couple Scourge picked off there. Definitely want to see JinNam try to get these drop ships with Scourge. That's a really great answer to them. This is quite a few drop ships too, so it wouldn't be too crazy to think that he could be able to catch some. Loading up some Overlords. Have to see how good this drop works out. Oh my god. How well it works out. How good it is. Lots of units here on the middle ground so far for kOs. Not too much for JinNam. Though, looks like the Overlords are actually dropping on the middle continent here. So we should start seeing some battles over this space pretty soon. I think the composition is probably better for kOs though. The siege tanks are really strong against lurkers and hydras. I think those are really why you want to build siege tanks, and the matchup would be to counter those units specifically. So I think if these, if they fight, it's going to go well for kOs on the continent. JinNam, no, I mean he could drop on that with Overlords. That's a decent option. Just drop lurkers out on top of the tanks and then burrow them. Running lurkers up to tanks won't go that well, which we saw in the last match there. JinNam did try to run lurkers up to, I think it was like 6 tank siege, and they just got exploded. Much explosion, many death. Yeah, this is not a great fight so far for JinNam. That said, we do have some Overlords here dropping behind the tanks, so with a surround, maybe this is a more doable fight. A couple of those tanks picked off before we really started. I think 2 left there. No, 3 tanks left, but actually one of them does go down, and some lurkers are able to run up and get in range of the tanks, but a lot of them die. Looks like JinNam will take this in, well, yeah, he is going to get there. Pretty costly, but he does end up winning the fight here on the middle continent. Should probably just think of a name for it, but man, I don't know. It would be. Well, I'll think about it. I'll think of a name for these continents, so I don't have to say middle continent anymore, because that's just, no, I don't like that. Drop here at JinNam's, I guess this is his nat base. Drop here at his second base. I was able to take out most of the defense there. One lurker is still alive, but the Marines are able to shoot this hatchery from outside its range. Looks like they're actually going to take it down. A couple drones popping, but those aren't going to do anything. Yep, and there, down it goes. So, a nice drop for kOs. Just getting that hatchery is very good. Looks like JinNam is going to drop some more units here, so it does look like he'll be able to take it back. Oh, okay, the extractor goes down as well. Not bad. A couple lurkers dropped here. Should be able to... Yeah, they'll be able to clean up this bio. So, JinNam is going to retake this, but definitely delayed and also lost some drones. So, pretty nice for kOs. In the meantime, he's taken his, I think what would be the normal second base. Okay, Defiler Mound. So JinNam didn't go Defiler in the game that he probably, I don't know. It's tough to say. I think Defilers would have been really good in the last game. Especially when he was so far into lurkers. But on an island map, I don't know how good Defilers are. I think if... Well, I mean, they can't be bad. They're the other best unit, you know? I definitely did expect Mutas this game. But I guess with kOs going Valkyrie, it's kind of like trying to blind counter Muta. So JinNam actually got paid off for not building any Mutalisks. You see a drop here now. One siege tank is pretty good, but maybe not quite enough to push this back. But more reinforcements here. Definitely going to be enough to hold it. Irradiate on a couple of these Hydralisks. Okay. And pretty well held. Yeah. JinNam definitely losing a lot of his Hydras in that drop. Lost a couple lurkers as well. Did lift the CC, killed some SCVs, killed a couple units, but overall a pretty nice hold. One lurker, yeah, that was a little sad. One lurker finished just to die immediately. More hatching in his main. Not sure what upgrade that is. Does not consume. I think that must. I think that's Plague. Consume is like a spinny thing. That's the technical term, by the way. It's like one of those overlords was irradiated. Classic AI move right there. Radiating all your overlords. I don't know why they designed it that way. We're going to have you irradiate every overlord you see, but that is what they did. That is how the AI works. Alright, and here we go. Defilers in this overlord. So this is going to be a lurker defiler drop. This could do a ton of damage. If he gets on top of kOs's production and is able to drop some lurkers and put that Darkstorm over top of them, it can be... I mean, it can just end the game, frankly. This is a pretty sky-heavy Terran, though. Lots of science vessels there. So we'll see how this goes. We are unloaded now. Lurkers are not burrowed. But there we go. The Darkstorm is there, and Lurkers burrowing under it. Some decent irradiates on these Lurkers, though. That is going to be how he has to kill them, it looks like. Siege tanks are not really going to get it done. Now, with more than one lurker underneath the Darkstorm, siege tanks can actually kill them. They won't hit the actual lurker they fire on, but the splash damage will hit the other lurkers. Yeah, it looks like kOs actually cleaned that drop up pretty well. And he's also shelling this base here. JinNam has taken his, I guess I'm going to call it his natural. The base above his main. So this is not his only expansion, but it is pretty painful to lose this base as well. That one lurker delaying the actual kill on it, but still in range of that tank. Oh, excuse me. Gonna have to stop after this one. Getting a little tired, apparently. So there has been a drone drop, looks like, over there at the second. One lurker still alive. No detection here, or those tanks would just kill it. Another fight over on the continent here. Hydras against Marines, but there was a Dark Swarm, so Hydras, we're going to win that. The Marines do pull back, though. Decent little science vessel flux. See what he can get done. Also radiates available, it looks like. +2 weapons done for JinNam for his Hydras, so range weapons. A couple of radiates on these Hydras. Oh, here we go, a drop. Scourge hitting that one dropship, but not actually killing it. And so most of the units are going to get out. Oh, wow, that second Scourge didn't even hit. And, quickly picking off the Nidus. So all these drones look like they're probably going to go down. Hatchery definitely about to fall. Some eggs morphing here, but these siege tanks will likely, JinNam actually just cancels them. So now we're at the point where JinNam is basically on one base, and kOs is on almost 3 here. So definitely a nice spot for him if he can hold this base. A pretty big drop going down at one of those bases, though. We'll see what JinNam can get done here. Dark Swarm out on top of the tanks, and Lurkers burrowing underneath it. So looks like he should be able to deny this base mining, at least for now. Bunkers really just not able to do much against these lurkers with the Dark Swarm. And they are starting to fall now. Marines murdered pretty quickly once they get out of that bunker. Looks like this base is about to finish. And some SCVs getting dropped there. Scourge trying to hit those science vessels, but actually saved by the turret at this base. So nice job for JinNam. Is able to clear out this base and still has a couple lurkers left over. But the CC did not die. Another irradiate. No, the radiate AoE killed one of those Hydras. Some nice hits by the Scourge there, killing off a decent number of those science vessels. It looks like he's down to 3 from that original, was it like 6? So decent for JinNam there, but he is still on one base against 2. Not the position any Zerg really wants to be in. This hatchery still getting shelled by a siege tank. It looks like there's actually a Wraith switch. Pretty painful, actually. A lot of these overloads getting hunted down. Not sure that JinNam is supply blocked, although it looks like he actually was. Is that 190? It's like 140 supply out of 190? What? That can't be right. Alright, nice little pick off there. 2 Scourge do end up connecting with that Wraith. JinNam loading up some more Hydras and Lurkers. Maybe he can get something done with this drop. I do think he needs to get something done with something here. Wraiths are actually going to be able to pick off those Lurkers. Now that the science vessels are there for detection. Trying to take this base again, but already units at that location. And yeah, I don't know, I guess you can't really blame JinNam at that point. He already looked like he was pretty far behind, and that desperation drop was about to get picked up by those Marines. So not a good day for JinNam. He's definitely not making it through this group since he's lost both the tiebreakers. But I think we're going to see kOs versus Zelos now. So a TBT to end off the day. I hope you enjoyed this one. Really weird map, pretty crazy. And I hope you join me for the last match of this here Group A. We'll see you then.